Mountains rise like ancient sentinels across the globe, often dismissed as mere obstacles to progress. Yet their presence shapes nations in ways far more profound than we might imagine. They carve out trade routes, dictate resource access, and even foster cultural isolation that becomes a defining trait of entire civilizations. For centuries, mountains have been seen as barriers to be overcome. But what if they are also catalysts for economic innovation? This film will explore how these towering landscapes have influenced national prosperity throughout history. From the Andes to the Himalayas, the question is not whether mountains hinder development, but how they uniquely shape it. The journey ahead reveals a truth often overlooked. Geography is not destiny, but a powerful force that molds opportunity. The mountains that surround us are far more than mere obstacles. They are the silent architects of national destiny. Stretching across continents, these ranges create natural borders that shape trade, culture, and even political identity. Consider the Himalayas, which have long separated South Asia from East Asia, fostering distinct civilizations that evolved in relative isolation. Meanwhile, the Andes carved through South America, creating highland economies that developed unique agricultural systems adapted to steep slopes. The Alps, too, have defined European history, their passes becoming lifelines for trade and cultural exchange long before modern roads existed. These towering landscapes don't just separate people, they shape how they live, work, and connect to the wider world. As we move forward, we'll see how early societies harnessed these very features to build their economic foundations. As we've seen, mountain ranges define the very fabric of nations, but their influence stretches back to the earliest human settlements. Ancient societies didn't just endure these landscapes, they harnessed them to build resilient economies. In the Andes, the Incas transformed steep slopes into fertile terraces, cultivating potatoes and maize with precision that turned rugged terrain into a food source. Meanwhile, in the Mediterranean, Minoan traders in Crete leveraged the island's mountainous terrain to create sophisticated maritime networks, using natural harbors to connect with distant civilizations. Even in ancient China, mountain valleys became strategic centers for silk production, where natural springs provided water for delicate weaving processes. These early adaptations reveal a timeless truth. Mountains are not barriers to be overcome, but foundations upon which civilizations built their economic lives. From the ancient foundations of terraced farming and mountain trade, societies began to leverage their rugged landscapes in more strategic ways. The Silk Road, for instance, carved through the formidable Pamirs and Hindu Kush, transforming mountain passes into vital arteries of commerce. Merchants navigated these high corridors to connect east and west, turning natural barriers into economic bridges. In the Alps, the Swiss developed a watchmaking industry that thrived in the quiet valleys, where precision craftsmanship compensated for limited arable land. Similarly, Nepal later turned its towering peaks into a global draw, building an economy around adventure tourism. These adaptations show how mountains, once seen as obstacles, became the very foundation for prosperity. As trade networks expanded, the strategic value of mountain passes grew, setting the stage for the fierce competition that would define later economic rivalries. As trade networks flourished, the strategic value of mountain passes ignited fierce economic rivalries. In medieval Europe, the Hanseatic League sought to dominate maritime trade, while Alpine routes became vital corridors for goods moving between the Mediterranean and northern markets. The British Empire later recognized the economic potential of mountainous India, leveraging its terrain for strategic control and resource extraction. Mountainous nations, however, adapted by developing unique economic models. Swiss watchmaking and Nepalese tourism emerged as responses to geographical constraints. The competition intensified as nations vied for control over these high-altitude pathways, knowing that mastery of mountain passes meant dominance in commerce and conflict. This rivalry set the stage for the peaks of economic prominence that would follow. The Inca Empire reached its zenith in the 15th century, masterfully weaving their mountainous landscape into a sophisticated economic network. Terraced farming, intricate road systems, and strategic mountain settlements allowed them to harness the Andes resources while maintaining control over vast territories. Meanwhile, the 18th century saw Swiss watchmaking flourish in the Alpine valleys, where precision craftsmanship became a hallmark of national identity. The Silk Road's golden age, traversing the Pamirs and Hindu Kush, connected distant empires through these very mountain passes. Switzerland later transformed into a financial powerhouse during the 19th century, leveraging its mountainous isolation for banking secrecy. Nepal's tourism industry peaked in the 1970s, drawing global visitors to its Himalayan landscapes. Yet even at their peak, these mountain economies faced challenges that would eventually test their resilience. Yet even at their peak, these mountain economies faced challenges that would eventually test their resilience. The high cost of building and maintaining infrastructure in steep terrain has long strained resources, turning roads into lifelines that demand constant upkeep. Limited arable land forces communities to rely on fragile microclimates, making food security a persistent concern. Natural disasters, from avalanches to landslides, further disrupt economic activity, leaving regions vulnerable to sudden setbacks. Even tourism, a key revenue source for places like Nepal, now faces uncertainty as climate change alters mountain ecosystems. These vulnerabilities, once manageable, now compound as global pressures intensify, setting the stage for the adaptations that would follow. The Inca Empire's collapse after the Spanish conquest revealed how deeply mountainous terrain could both empower and isolate. Their intricate road networks, built to traverse the Andes, became liabilities when foreign powers disrupted their control. Similarly, the Alpine trade routes that fueled European prosperity began to fade as maritime exploration opened new paths in the 15th century, shifting economic power to coastal cities. In the modern era, Switzerland's watchmaking industry faced a crisis with the advent of digital technology, forcing a pivot to high-end craftsmanship and innovation. Nepal, after the 2015 earthquake, transformed its tourism sector by prioritizing sustainable practices and hydropower development. These adaptations show that while mountains present enduring challenges, they also foster resilience, paving the way for today's mountain economies to evolve with the times. From the Andes to the Alps, mountainous regions have navigated the delicate balance between tradition and transformation. Switzerland, a nation whose identity is intertwined with its alpine landscape, continues to thrive as a global financial hub, leveraging its strategic location and reputation for precision engineering. Its economy, once rooted in agriculture and craftsmanship, now centers on banking, pharmaceuticals, and high-tech innovation, proving that adaptability remains a cornerstone of mountain success. Meanwhile, Nepal has embraced its natural assets, developing hydropower projects to meet domestic energy needs while exporting surplus electricity. Tourism, though still a vital sector, has evolved towards sustainability, with eco-lodges and community-based initiatives becoming the norm. These shifts reflect a broader trend. Mountain economies are no longer defined by their isolation, but by their ability to innovate within it. The Himalayas, home to some of the world's highest peaks, shape the economic trajectories of India and China in distinct yet interconnected ways. India's mountainous states focus on tourism and renewable energy, while China invests heavily in infrastructure to connect remote regions, fostering economic integration. In South America, Peru and Bolivia rely on mining and agriculture in the Andes. Though both nations face challenges in balancing resource extraction with environmental protection, Alpine tourism, a mainstay of European Union economies, has adapted to modern demands, emphasizing eco-friendly practices and year-round visitor experiences. Yet climate change looms large, threatening glaciers and altering ecosystems that underpin these mountain economies. As snowmelt patterns shift and extreme weather events increase, the very terrain that once defined prosperity now presents new risks, demanding innovative solutions to sustain the delicate economic ecosystems built over centuries. As we reflect on the current economic realities of mountainous regions, it becomes clear that these landscapes are far from isolated outliers. Instead, they are deeply woven into the fabric of the global economy, often in ways that shape broader trends. Mountain nations like Switzerland, despite their compact size, have long been pivotal in global finance, their stability and infrastructure making them magnets for capital. Meanwhile, the Himalayas and Andes serve as critical nodes in supply chains, with minerals from the Andes fueling industries worldwide and Himalayan hydropower contributing to energy grids across Asia. These regions, though often perceived as remote, are increasingly central to global environmental policies, as their glaciers and forests influence climate systems that affect every corner of the planet. The strategic importance of mountain passes is now amplified in contemporary conflicts, where control over routes like those in the Himalayas or the Caucasus can dictate economic and military leverage. Yet beyond these tensions, mountain economies are pioneering sustainable development models. Alpine communities, for instance, have integrated ecotourism with conservation, demonstrating how resource-rich landscapes can thrive without exploitation. This approach is now being studied by global policymakers seeking to balance economic growth with ecological preservation. As we look ahead, these regions are not just adapting to the challenges of climate change, but leading the way in reimagining economic systems that honor the natural world. As climate change reshapes global landscapes, mountainous regions are poised to become even more vital economic hubs. Tourism, already a cornerstone of economies like Switzerland and Nepal, will likely expand as travelers seek refuge in cooler highlands. Hydropower, harnessing the relentless flow of mountain rivers, offers a sustainable energy source that could power not only local communities, but also fuel global green initiatives. Technology, from advanced drone logistics to AI-driven terrain mapping, will continue to bridge the gap between rugged terrain and economic opportunity. Yet the challenges remain profound. Rising temperatures threaten traditional mountain agriculture, demanding innovative solutions to ensure food security. New trade routes, perhaps through the Himalayas or the Andes, could emerge as geopolitical dynamics shift, offering fresh pathways for commerce. In this evolving landscape, mountain economies are not merely adapting, but pioneering a blueprint for sustainable development that balances human needs with environmental stewardship. Mountains have stood as silent witnesses to the rise and fall of empires, the ebb and flow of trade, and the quiet resilience of human ingenuity. They are not just barriers, but constant companions in humanity's economic journey, shaping paths while inviting adaptation. Geography sets the stage, but it is the human spirit that writes the story, turning natural constraints into opportunities for innovation. From the Andes to the Himalayas, mountain economies have proven that prosperity is not dictated by terrain alone, but by the ability to evolve with the times. As we look to the future, the enduring lesson of these landscapes is clear. The mountains endure, and so too will the economies that learn to thrive within their embrace.